the light tree on it. One day, he's my next door neighbor. For whatever reason, he parked his police truck in front of my house, and I thought, God, there's cops at my house. What's going on? You know, and it just turns out I don't know why he's literally my next door neighbor, but it was my next door neighbor, and it was his police truck, and it looks official, but really all he does is he goes to accident scenes, and the real cops, they actually write up the accident and, you know, do that stuff. And he directs traffic and gets people to go around the accident and stuff like that. You know, and he saves them the time and effort. And when someone has like a flat tire, he goes and changes it for people instead of a regular cop doing it. Because then that takes the cop off the beat, and then they can't chase criminals in theory, you know. So my friend does this because he's bored.
Does he have a gun?
No, he has no gun. No gun, but he looks like a cop. I mean, he's in a police uniform, even has some kind of semi-official looking badge, you know. So I swear when I saw him one day, I saw the police truck, and I see this guy in a uniform get out, and I go, what are the cops here for, you know? I haven't done anything wrong, honest, officer, you know, but it turns out it's my neighbor, and he's going to work. And they gave him the truck. I guess he doesn't always bring the truck home, but he did it that day. I guess he came home for lunch or something. And he works like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, 2-3 days a week. And I guess he gets some kicks out of it. You know, and enjoys it. He likes helping people. Maybe he likes going to the grocery store in the uniform and people, you know, pay attention to him. And I don't know. I think it's mostly he's just bored, like a lot of older retired people are.
Is he a volunteer?
Yeah, he's a pure volunteer. He doesn't get paid a dime.
So it says it on the truck, right?
You know, it might. You know, I didn't look that close, but yeah, I bet it does. It probably says
Right?
traffic safety helper or assistance or something.
Enforcement.
Or he's not an enforcer because he can't give tickets. He doesn't carry a gun. He can't arrest you any more than you or I could, because you can always make a citizen's arrest. But I mean, he can't do any of that. He's really just a helper to the police, and it gives them something to do. Because I think a lot of people don't realize this, especially baby boomers that are my age or older. A lot of us are still pretty healthy, but we can retire, and if we were smart with our money, we have enough, so we don't have to work anymore. Well, that sounds great. When you're working your butt off all the time, you pray for a 2 or 3 week vacation, or when you hear somebody doesn't have to work at all, you think, oh my God, that must be so great. But wait till you get home and you have nothing to do. Yeah, you could go paint the fence, but do you really want to? So you paint the fence. Now what? I guess you could watch TV, but how many hours can you do that? Eventually, what people do is they almost invariably either go back to work, at least part-time, or they volunteer work. Just to get out of the house, they're going crazy. They get bored. Because humans, I don't think we're meant to lounge around. Not for very long. You know what I mean? And so you don't realize that because my friend is, you know, in pretty good physical and financial shape as well. You know, his net worth's a couple million, so he's got plenty of money. He doesn't do it for the money because he doesn't get paid anything, and he doesn't need any money. He just does it because it makes him feel good, I guess. You know? So people always do something for a reason. No one ever really does something for no reason. If there's someone like staring through the window, I go, excuse me, can I help you? What you need? And they go, oh, nothing. Bull. There's some reason. They're interested in one of you. They're related to one of you. They're curious what's going on in that room. But there's some reason or reasons they're staring in the window. There always is a reason or reasons. Usually behavior is multiple reasons for different things that we do. So let's look at the operant conditioning paradigm. Skinner actually created a box where he could control the rat or pigeon's world. It was a clear plexiglass box that came to be known as the Skinner box. And we can control an electric shock through the floor of the grid of the floor. We can control whether the rat gets food or water. We can control whether the light goes on or off in there. And essentially, we can control the stimulus consequences, so we can begin to control the rat's behavior if we deliver the right consequence when they do the right behavior. So we literally can make that rat do what we want. If you think about it, doesn't your employer manipulate your behavior? If you work for money, they do. Because what they usually tell you, they're usually pretty explicit. If you do these things, we'll pay you this amount of money and maybe some benefits. And if you think that's an okay deal, then you do it. And as long as you do those things, they usually pay you. And when you don't do those things, they don't pay you. And so that's really what we do with this rat. If he presses this lever, we'll give him a food pellet. If he doesn't, we won't. And so when he's hungry, we've taught him, when you press that lever down with your little paws, a food pellet, just almost like a vending machine, will dispense one food pellet.